Hello and welcome to our new unit all about percent and percentages. We use these all the time in our daily life for calculating costs when there's a sale, like something's 10% off or 25% off, or estimating sales tax and knowing you have to add about 10% to the cost of an item if you have to pay tax on it. So here's Lizzie May thinking that she's going to do some math, so I included another picture of her. And our last riddle was, who invented arithmetic? And the answer to that is Henry VIII. Ha! So we are on topic 6, the very first lesson of this unit. That can be found on pages 335 to 340. The assignment, you can either learn it on your own or watch my video, but the assignment is number 6 through 10, 12 through 15. And if you want to, for a challenge, you can do number 26. So let's take a look at this lesson and see what's happening. So on the Explain It page, which is on page 335, they're talking about how this guy Tom made a veggie pizza and a pepperoni, and he decided to cut the veggie pizza into 5 pieces. So I kind of just quickly did that down here. But the pepperoni pizza he cut into 10 equal slices. And it says his friends ate 2 slices of the veggie pizza and 4 slices of the pepperoni. So they first want you to draw lines on each rectangle to represent the equal slices into which each pizza was cut. So I had already done that just to make this a little bit easier. And then in the constructing argument section, it says, Tom said that his friends ate the same amount of veggie pizza as pepperoni pizza. How could that be true when they ate 2 pieces of vegetable pizza and 4 pieces of the pepperoni pizza? So pause, think about what your answer is, and then unpause, and we'll compare our ideas. Okay. So notice they're not asking you to compare the number of pieces they ate, but the quantity or the same amount of pizza. So if we shade in 2 pieces of veggie pizza on the pepperoni pizza, it would be the same amount or size of an area of the pizzas, but because they were sliced into pieces that were twice as small, 2 pieces of vegetable pizza is the same amount as 4 slices of pepperoni. So then they ask you with modeling that if his friends ate 6/10 of the pepperoni pizza, how could you use those rectangles to find an equal amount of veggie pizza? So it's really important to look at the order here, because if they're saying 6/10 of the pepperoni, there are fewer slices of veggie. So I'm going to erase this very quickly. And I'm going to redraw. Here are my 1, 2, 3. There's 5 equal slices, perfectly drawn, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5, and there's 10. So if they ate 6 pieces of pepperoni, how much veggie? Oh, that would be 3 of the same size pieces of veggie, but it's not cut in. Yeah, and because each slice of veggie is worth 2 pieces of pepperoni. So 3 veggie slices would be equivalent to 6/10, or 6 slices of the pepperoni, because it's divided into tenths. You could say that is 3/5, and that might look familiar as an equivalent fraction. 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay. So next, they are, looking at this bright white and different kinds of toothpaste. And they tell you that 7 out of 10 people prefer the bright white toothpaste. And they introduce our first vocabulary term for this chapter, which is percent. And percent is where we create a ratio, and it compares a number to 100. And there are 3 main ways that the book shows or helps us think about and reason about this. The first way is to use a grid. So if you have a grid like this one that's divided into 10 rows and 10 columns, or a 100 grid, if you wanted to show 7 out of 10, each of the rows is 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So that would be 70 out of 100 is shaded. And we just keep that 70 as the percentage because that percent means per 100 or out of 100. Another way is they drew double number lines and they divided them both into tick marks of 10. And even though this one, they both start at 0, this one is from 0 to 10 and this is from 0 to 100. So if you had 7 out of 10, that is the same as 70 out of 100. So the percent would still be 70%. And then the other way is to do an equivalent fraction. So I'm gonna draw an arrow for that way on a double number line. And then they show if I had 7/10 and I want to know what that is as a percent, it's fairly easy to go 10 times 10 is 100, multiply both the numerator and denominator by the same number, and you get 70 hundredths, or 70 per 100, which is equal to 70%. So on today's, you're really going to be looking at some of those more straightforward, going to a number out of 100 for percent. So your assignment is on pages 335 to 340, numbers 6 through 10 and 12 through 15. You can always take a picture and upload it to Schoology, or I can just trust that you are solving these problems. I will also post the answer key for this chapter in our folder in Schoology. So I hope it makes sense and I hope you do well, and we'll check back in on our next lesson. And next will be our riddle for the day. And our riddle for the day is, what do you get when you divide 8 into 2 parts? The answer to that riddle will be in our next lesson. See you later.